This reading is for 2021 for the general public, people around the world, people in my country, in the United States, people in the society and community in general. So today is January 2nd, 2021, and I'm doing this reading. So what I'm receiving spiritually from my spirits, my egg bay. I'm receiving a little bit about some Orishas too, but that would need to be verified with an Orisha divination or Ifa divination. So I'm going to speak of some with the Orisha, but again, it has to be verified. But the first energy that comes up for 2021 that I see is Eshu in a very, very powerful way. A powerful way, like major change for 2021. 2021 is like a year of transition. So it's going to take some time. I'm going to kind of give what do they call it? I'm just going to give a spoiler alert. So the end of the year looks much more brighter and promising than the beginning of the year. The first half of 2021 is a bit darker in the essence of things being found out, the truth coming to the light. What Eshu brings at the beginning of the year is a lot of spiritually for spiritual people who are involved in metaphysics, different spiritual practices. He opens a way for all your sacrifices that you've made, all the efforts that you've made, the initiations that you've done. He is coming up powerfully to stand up and open the way, so that you see all these things, these sacrifices and offerings and things that you've done to manifest. So that's a positive thing. But actually, traditionally, a lot of traditionalists and traditional ways of practicing comes up for the new year. So if you're involved in traditional African spiritual practices, if you're involved even with the church comes up major, like the Christian church comes up major for this year. In priests, people who are priests, priestesses, initiated people, ministers, a lot of that energy comes into 2021, and a lot of prayers that people have been making in the church, people in general. These things are coming up to manifest in 2021. However, the flip side of that is there's a lot of hypocrisy. So those who have been hypocrites, those people who've been going to church, praise the Lord, praise Jesus Christ. Yes, they going to get black magic done, love spells. Those people about to come. They about to hit the wall going 100 miles per hour. People who are liars, people who deceiving. Eshu about to bring them all to the light. They're about to be so trapped and revealed. It's like a mouse being caught in the middle of the night in a trap that you didn't know that was even there. You didn't even know you had this mouse in your house. Is coming out in 2021. And that is across the board for people in your personal life, people in the government, a lot of liars. A lot of people talk about Trump. And of course, we all know Trump is who he is. However, a lot of the politicians that we are, that are running right now and that have been elected, a lot of the lies that they have told will be revealed. And a lot of people getting into the office that are traditionalists, they are, I don't know the exact word, if they call them, whatever they call them, the people who believe in traditional ways, the people who still believe in church that you should, no abortion, no sex before marriage, people who are real strict in their ideology about lifestyle, and how it relates to religion and how it relates to God. Those people are going to have a lot of power in the government. However, those same people who preach this a lot of them are the ones that's going to be coming to light. The ones that's saying, oh, you're going to hell, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be practicing that. Though a lot of the stuff they're doing in the dark, Eshu is going to bring to the light for everybody to see. And it's going to be embarrassing for a lot of people. Unfortunately, financially, the year, they're talking about these $600 stimulus checks and this new stimulus package that they're releasing, and new loans for businesses and things like that are supposed to come out. But it does look like the country is in a bind financially. For the United States, at least, it looks like, and this even Spirit is saying this even could be across the board for in the world, a lot of financial just being stuck, no movement, a lot of problems with the economy. And so it's as if it's at a standstill. It doesn't start out as if it drops, but things are kind of frozen. There's no movement when it comes to an increase financially for the country and for people in general. So people are scared to move. So people may be scared to invest. Businesses are kind of at a stagnant space. It's dry. It just looks like things are financially dry. And so there's a lot of holdback. People aren't able to really move forward. And those who are moving forward without the right guidance financially, they may be doing destruction to themselves. So don't make any major investments the first part of the year, because it may be detrimental to you. We are, as a whole, around the world, people are trying to move past this pandemic, this virus. They're going to try to, of course, they've already talked about vaccines, but there are different things that they're going to bring out to try to overcome and move past this virus. The thing is there's a lot of lies being told, though. So for 2021, again, people have to be careful of lies, rumors, a lot of rumors that's not true, that's going to cause confusion for people in 2021. Deceit, people sneaky, a lot of sneakiness going on. Again, that's in the government, that's in people's lives. You have to be careful with sneaky people, but you, at the same time, Eshu is about to reveal a lot of this and bring it to the forefront. And so they're trying to move past this this virus, but I don't see them being able to move past the effects of it right away at all. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for people in the world to accept what's being said. A lot of the stuff that the doctors and people are saying is not true. And so that's where a lot of struggle is when it comes to that. Financially, again, I see struggle. I see people being out of work. I see people being unemployed, people not being able to pay their bills. People having a hard time just really getting by. There's a lot of people that are in poverty areas that are not getting this money that is being so-called released. And just in general, it looks like a recession does start. This could be like in March, but it doesn't look like the new presidency that we have for the United States is good for the economy financially. It looks like things are dropping. People are not getting there's a lot of restrictions on this money that they're saying that they're going to release. So people are not going to get it like that. It's a struggle there. It's not like 2020 had a lot of problems, a lot of darkness. It was hell and brimstone fire. However, people got money, though. Money came to people. And this time around, they're going to be really strict. And a lot of people not going to get what they thought they was going to get. It's not going to be that we got money for everybody type of thing. But somewhere around maybe May or June, things do open up, and things start to flow better. So people need to be patient financially. I don't feel like we'll go into a depression, but it does look like we do go into a recession for a little while, and then things open up and stuff starts to flow, and movement starts to happen within the country. The lady Kamala, the vice president, She is actually going to try to do a lot of things to get things moving forward for the country and to get things actively going in the right direction. She actually does have some as many women do. She's very intuitive, so she's actually going to be running her position from a completely different aspect of what people expect her to. She's actually very mothering. She does want to do a lot for women, and genuinely so. It's not for a front, but she really wants to bring women to the forefront, put women in power, put women in position. So a lot of her work, she in her mind is centered around bringing women to the forefront, and even herself getting into that position to be able to lead and to make history. So this, again, it's not just for her, but just for women overall. And again, she comes with a lot of heartfelt and caring and intuitive energy behind her. But she and the president, Joe Biden, they don't really they're not going to jail as much as people may think. So she's going to be trying to pass up. She's going to try to overcome a lot of obstacles. She wants to get people back working again. There's going to be problems with people being unemployed this year, especially the first half of the year. He is so dry and so slow. So what people are expecting for them to be this great team, they don't start out that way, but there's something that's going to happen to him that he's not going to be able to take advantage of his position. I actually see her partnering up with someone else and making moves that way because he looks like he's slow in doing everything. There's a problem there with him being in the office and helping the country get back rolling financially. So Spirit is talking a lot about government issues and things going on in that aspect when it comes to the world and how it affects people in society in general. So a lot of problems there with them partnering up, but she does partner up with someone else. She does get the support that she needs. And in some kind of way, it opens up things to work a little bit better for, at least for Americans. But there is a big thing this year. Like last year, the divine feminine was strong. And so with all this female energy and power coming through, there is some type of what do you call it? It's like people are intentionally trying to oppress. So she's going to face a lot of people trying to oppress her as a woman and oppress anything that comes from women. Women in their elays, women over spiritual houses, women who are head of groups and companies. They're going to face issues with people trying to keep them down, people not believing in them, people not trusting them, people not giving them the positions that they're entitled to. So if you're a person that you're leading in any type of way and then you're a female, you may face a lot of opposition from people in general, people in the world. And that is a spiritual thing that's going on with feeling the need, some type of spiritual energy from men, the patriarchal systems, to keep the divine feminine oppressed because of power, because there's so much power there. So there's a bit of a fight there women have to push past. As it goes into love for this year for people is going to be a very interesting ride. Last year, Spirit had talked a lot about people who had weak bonds, those relationships breaking. This year, with the energy of revealing those who are hiding, those who are lying, those who are being deceitful, playing games, all that is now coming to add on to the sauce of last year's reading on love for people as a whole. This year, though, what you need to see if you're in a relationship and it's dark, you don't know, you wondering, you question, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. And what you need to do, you're also going to learn a lot about your mate. You're going to see things come to the light. It's going to be as broad and as evident and obvious as the blazing sun. You're going to see it. So it's going to be issues in relationships where things seem very slow. You may be in a relationship and feel like you are by yourself still. But a lot of introspection is needed for people who want to have successful relationships. Spirit is guiding you to look within and see what you truly need, see who you truly are, so you can find the right mate. Because what's going to happen is those people who are with the wrong mate, people who they shouldn't be with, people who are not in alignment with them, in alignment with their destiny, people who they're in relationships for the wrong reason. If you're in a relationship because you just felt like you needed to have somebody, that you've been wanting them for the longest, that you want other people to see y'all being together, that you like bragging in front of people so people can see the outside, but the inside is rotten in your relationship, breaks. Those relationships will break. Breakups there. The attachments, like literally obsessions of you in a relationship with someone that you just obsessed with, that it's just a habitual thing. You just there because y'all been together for so long. Bad habits within relationships, broken. If you and your partner have issues sexually with connecting with one another, that relationship may break as well. So a lot of breakups of people who are not supposed to be together in the first place. It's like it's stringing from last year's energy. It's stronger now, because if you was able to move through last year and still be with somebody you know you ain't supposed to be with, it's done. And the truth shall come to the light. So a lot of it is going to become, because it's going to come about because there's no hiding from the truth this year. A lot of people who have been in complete denial about what they have going on, it is going to be something that they cannot avoid. And that, again, is the truth. Ogun comes up as bringing the person who is the truth holder. Like, there's no lying, and fair judgment as well. So giving people fair judgment in their relationship. So I see that. And the partner who was doing a lot of the lying and deceit, there's going to be a lot of regret. So if you've been the right person in your relationship, doing the right thing, doing the best you can, even if you've been in a bad attachment type of relationship, but you still tried your best, the other person who's been doing all the lying, those are the ones who are going to see the regret. Those are the ones who are going to have a burden on them as far as emotionally. But again, it leads into really being careful of looking deeper past things that are hidden, things that's in the dark. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to yourself, when it comes to your path and where you're going. Spirit talks about a mysterious phenomenon, something very mysterious occurring in the world. This could be astronomically, something with the planets, with the moon, anything that is very what people would not be able to understand, some type of unsolved situation. And there is going to be an occurrence that happens in New York. I feel like it's in New York, or even LA comes up, but a major city, but it feels like it's more in New York. New York is going to face an extreme financial, if anyone goes through financial depression, it's the city and state of New York. So New York is going to face some trying times this year, but a lot of mysterious occurrences throughout the world. So the world, the earth itself is still doing a lot of regeneration, and animals may be acting funny. Again, like I said, the cosmos, things going on in the cosmos, the planets, a lot of strange occurrences, which again is going to affect people in the physical realm. It's going to affect us here on earth just as well. So we have to be careful and to really cover our heads as much as possible, as far as keeping our heads clean, keeping our mind right. Anything that we have been dealing with subconsciously that's still planted there, we need to work on, because a lot of the subconscious things that we keep in our mind is going to start manifesting in our life. And that goes back to relationships as well. A lot of things that people have been holding on subconsciously, but they're not really consciously dealing with it, is going to affect their relationships. It's going to show up in their relationships, going to show up in their lives. But mid-year, maybe summertime, money will get better for the country. Money gonna start being released then. So whatever they're doing at the first part of the year, being restrictive, being hard, not letting people having problems with being employed, getting their checks, it's gonna be maybe late summertime when people start getting their money, and things open up for a lump sum of money to start coming to people. But the economy is still a little weak. And again, people still need to be concerned about health conditions. So they need to really be cautious, because it's not just the initial virus. I don't even like to speak the name of that virus. So it's not just that is a problem for people, but just health conditions, period, and different viruses and things coming about. People need to really protect themselves from that, because I see a weakness there. I see a weakness still financially, and a weakness in people with their health. But moving on, with the back to love, after all these breakups and people who shouldn't be together, a lot of these people are going to be relieved, because a lot of these people are going to meet the person that they actually supposed to be with. So this year, the end of the year, is a good year. If you've been in a toxic relationship, it's just about, be over. But the positive side, the thing I like about this reading is it shows a real good positive side for the year. So on the flip side of that, if you move through that okay, you will meet the right person. It's the Mr. Right, Mrs. Right type of year. If you've been looking for love, if you've been looking for the right relationship, if you're wanting to come together in marriage, and a strong marriage, a successful relationship, this is the year for that. You will meet, if you put the right energy out there, you do your work, you do your self-work, this is the year to celebrate love, in the aspect of family, not just in emotional love. Oh, he's whining and dining me, he's putting me on a pedestal. This is the the year for strong family foundations, strong family values, having that old school house with the white picket fence and children, husband, wife, dog, garden, all that is in this year, and even the celebration around it. So more people people are going to get past this virus thing towards the end of the year, where they are going to have more gatherings, fun gatherings I see towards the end of the year, and that includes weddings, receptions, engagement parties. A lot of things centered around family will be successful gatherings and fun. I see lots of fun things for festivals in that aspect. Again, centered around family, things that you can do. They may come up with ways so you're protected, so you have your own little space at a festival, but it is something that develops in a way that I see people getting out and having fun. And again, I see the right mates coming for a lot of people. If you haven't had a relationship in a while and you've been looking for the right person, this is a good year, because it's looking like you will find that person. And the person will be good for you, good for your heart, movement, spiritually. So metaphysical practices more come up this year as a good path for people. So those people who are into crystals, tarot cards, the planets, people who read a lot of astrology, people who work with the earth, with herbs, animal signs, intuition, in that aspect, different even even traditions that's connected to very old traditional, like comedic traditions, high magic, anything dealing with the mystical, magical, occult, esoteric arts. People may be creating more businesses centered around this. People may be creating more clans, groups, elays, covens, whatever you want to call it, but organizations centered around this type of energy for people who are interested in that. But yeah, victory and love, back to love again, having victory, having your mate to yourself, moving past love triangles. If you've been involved in a love triangle and you've been fighting with that a lot, that is going to be a thing of the past. So it's going to, the energy of the world is going back to having that one strong mate, not having like all these different side chicks and side men and, you know, doing whatever and lying and getting away with that. The spiritual energy is clearing that out the way for more traditional love, traditional marriage and relationships. Oshun comes up to support that. She supports women who are not playing the victim all the time. So she's coming up in the reading to help women who are really taking a stand for themselves, taking a stand of things that they need to change within themselves. And she again is helping those women to partner up and make plans for big things in life, and really seeing those plans come to fruition, to see those plans manifest. If you've been trying to open a temple, if you've been trying to open a store, if you've been trying to do anything business wise and with other people, do anything with your if you're a woman and you've been trying to do something with your husband and getting that done as a team, and you are not a victim player, you're not saying, oh, well, nobody likes me, it's always other people, they can't stand me, I do my best, I'm always trying to help people, but nobody don't like me, and I don't know why. And it's that type of, I'm not talking to them, I'm talking to the women who were like, you know what, this is what I did, this is what I need to change, this is what I need to improve, I'm open to improving, I'm not crying and soaking on nobody's shoulder all the time, I'm not blaming men. I'm trying to take responsibility for who I am as a woman in everything that I do. She's coming up to support those women and make sure that they see a lot of the blessings that they've been working hard for, especially if they're working in alignment with a mate that is right for them. So a lot of accomplishments in that aspect, and a lot of accomplishments in general for people more towards the end of the year. But this is the year that people finally graduate. They move to the next level. People who have been working hard to maintain or to receive titles, who have been trying to graduate from school in some type of way, who want to see the world. It's more towards the end of the year for people who want to travel and see the world. But major accomplishments in general in completing the projects, completing the things you've been working hard for, seeing things come full circle, and having the support of the spirits. A lot of wishes and plans and things that you want, that you've always wanted, coming to manifestation. And even moving into the following year, a lot of 2021's energy will move into 2022. So that's the reading for the year. It was a lot. There's a 30-minute recording, but this is the reading that describes the whole year for everyone in general. So it went into a lot more detail than I thought it would. But that's it.